On Friday, November 10th, there is a movie coming out called The Marvels. I'm going to read a book called Captain Marvel, Meet the Marvels by Nadia Shamas, illustrated by Shane Cluster. Alert! Jersey City in trouble. One day, Carol Danvers was helping Camilla Khan with her training. They were also known as the superheroes, Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel had named herself after Captain Marvel, so she was excited to learn from her hero. Suddenly, their training was interrupted by an alarm. A distressed call, exclaimed Captain Marvel. Looks like training is over for now. The city needs our help. Flying to the scene, Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel were shocked to find a giant alien plant destroying the city. I've never seen anything like it, said Miss Marvel. We have to stop it or it's going to tear downtown apart, said Captain Marvel, springing to action. Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel did their best to stop the mysterious giant plant. Captain Marvel sliced through vines with her energy blast, and Miss Marvel used her amphibian powers to make her hands larger so she could carry people to safety. Then Miss Marvel noticed that the vines weren't trying to grab people or harm them. The plant seems to be looking for something. She called to Captain Marvel, "Should we try to talk to it?" But Captain Marvel kept fighting. The plant's vines began to grow back, angrier than before. The plant grabbed Captain Marvel and retreated with her under the streets. "What am I going to do now?" cried Miss Marvel. "If I want to get Captain Marvel back, I'm going to need some help." There was only one person to call, Captain Marvel's good friend Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau was also the superhero called Spectrum. Spectrum had the power to turn herself into any form of light or energy. Spectrum and Miss Marvel decided to follow the plant underground, where they quickly found other vines. The vines seemed similar to the ones that had attacked the city, but they weren't quite the same. "They look like they're sick," Spectrum commented. Miss Marvel and Spectrum followed the vines out to the reservoir at the edge of the city, where they found the roots and then the core of the plant. "Look, there she is," Miss Marvel exclaimed, pointing to the trapped Captain Marvel. "This plant pod looks alien in nature," Spectrum said. "It must have fallen to Earth by accident and got washed down a storm drain." The vines appeared to be dormant. Miss Marvel tried to be very, very careful, but the moment she touched Captain Marvel, the vines sprang back to life. Miss Marvel gulped. "Uh-oh," she said. Before Spectrum could blast the plant with her energy beams, Miss Marvel stepped in front of her. "Wait!" Captain Marvel did the same thing and got caught, and there were even more vines then. Miss Marvel cried, "There has to be another way." But no matter how hard Miss Marvel and Spectrum tried to fight off the vines, the plants surrounded them. "Instead of fighting, let's try to communicate with it," said Miss Marvel. "How can we do that?" asked Spectrum. "You could turn into light," suggested Miss Marvel. "Plants respond to light." Spectrum began to use her powers to turn into light. "It's working," she said. "I can understand it." Finally, happy to be understood, the plants stopped attacking. Miss Marvel quickly ran to Captain Marvel, who began to wake up. "Miss Marvel, you had it right. This plant wasn't trying to hurt anyone at all," said Spectrum. "It was trying to communicate. This poor plant fell from space, and it's been searching for the kind of soil, water, and light that it needs, which can't be found on Earth. It was just scared and wanted to go home. I'm really proud of you, Miss Marvel, said Captain Marvel. I didn't listen when you tried to explain, but you found a way to save the day. I guess you're the one who trained me today. Beaming with joy, Miss Marvel said to Captain Marvel and Spectrum, you both inspire me so much. Thank you for being the best mentors ever. Now we have to help this plant, said Miss Marvel. I have just the thing at home, said Captain Marvel. It's a device at home that will tell us exactly which planet this plant came from by the soil still found on its roots. Now there's only one mystery left. What's that? Asked Miss Marvel. Spectrum and Captain Marvel smiled. Are you ready for your first mission into space? Said Captain Marvel. Go, Marvels!